Hello again, I'm Jai Shanada, and you are nearing the end of your first college course, and we're so proud of all the great work that you've been doing, active engagement during in-person and virtual class discussions, daily writing assignments, as well as a major paper on codes that you just handed in, reading a range of materials, practicing civil discourse, applying quantitative reasoning to a variety of topics, practicing note-taking skills, and so much more. We are confident that you are now better prepared for Block 2 and that you are on your way to success here at Cornell College. We'd like to give you one more opportunity to apply some of these skills as well as the revised exam preparation and study plan that you created last week based on the feedback you received on your midterm exam. So your final FYS exam will take place on the last day of class, day 18. And as with the midterm, I'd like to talk with you a bit about the shape of your final exam. The FYS final exam will be similar in format as the midterm, though the content will be mostly different. As a reminder, the midterm was timed for 90 minutes and you had 2 hours to complete it. The final exam we've designed to take 2 hours for the average student, but we'll give you 3 hours to make sure that you have enough time to give thoughtful answers that represent the knowledge and skills that you've learned during your first block in college. Please be sure that you plan your schedule accordingly. And if you have accommodations or longer exam time, be sure to follow one of the meal options, such as swiping Tuesday night and getting an extra meal that you can use as a lunch on Wednesday. So I'd like to start here with the directions. These are similar to what they were for the midterm, but I want to read them again. So we're interested in what you've learned in your first block in college. For many questions in the middle and end of the exam after the straightforward true false multiple choice section, we will award partial credit even for wrong answers if you display some relevant knowledge. If you do not know how to answer a question, at least write something down that helps us understand what you do and do not know. All of your answers must be easy for us to read, write legibly, or you won't receive credit. And then the last piece here is you may not use electronic devices. Your final exam will be cumulative, meaning that it will test material from before the midterm as well as since then. However, the large majority of points, around 80%, will focus on content we've covered in the class since the midterm. In order to keep the exam a reasonable length, we're not going to test everything that we've covered. However, we aim to write an exam so that most of what we spent significant time on in class will be incorporated in the final exam. The breakdown of questions on the exam will roughly mirror the time that we've spent on the material. There we go, for the time spent on the material. So we can't test everything, but we'll do our best. There'll be more questions on Fun Home than on Coates, and more on Coates than on poetry, though all of these are important to laying your success for your future college self. The specific types of questions on the in-person exam will be a few true false, several multiple choice in which you circle a single best answer, 3 calculation questions or quantitative reasoning where you show your work and all of your steps. And then we'll have several short answer questions where we ask you to write 3 to 5 substantive sentences for each answer. Definitions, as on the last exam, I think we're 7 on the last one, there'll be 8 here from 16 possible answers, from 16 possible choices. As before, for each definition, you should give a definition. You should state the role and significance of the term within the context of the relevant text. And for full credit, you must also talk about how this term or concept fits within the broader themes of the course. We generally expect between 3 and 4 substantive and clearly composed sentences each. So to be very specific here, you'll have 1 out of 2 terms that you'll be asked to define related to the race documentary, 2 out of 4 related to Coates, Letter to My Son, as well as the white privilege discussions we had, 2 out of 4 related to Make It Stick, the science of successful learning, 1 out of 2 related to Native Guard, Borderlands, and 2 out of 4 related to Fun Home. The final portion of the final exam will be a single long answer question. You will have 2 choices, okay? So it's a 10-point question. We expect the average student will spend perhaps up to 20 minutes writing this response. And Answers should generally be 10 sentences, so a few paragraphs, similar in length to the longer of your daily responses, perhaps 250 to 300 words, though you don't need to explicitly count the words. For this last long answer question, you'll be given a choice between two, like I said. Each will be related to the theme of the course and allow you to make connections between multiple works and forms of knowing. Note that the entire exam is approximately 80 points and will be scaled to 20% of the course grade, which is the same as your COATS paper. As we said during preparation for the midterm, we are trying to create durable learning. So please structure your review with a plan to remember this content beyond the course. The core aspects related to intercultural literacy, writing, quantitative reasoning, these will be ones that you'll expand in many future courses and which you will be expected to know and apply, in some cases on day one of future courses at Cornell. Now is the time to ask us about it as you prepare in your final hours for the final exam and to demonstrate what you know. I will also reiterate that the final exam is on day 18, Wednesday, fourth week, this block, and it will be cumulative. While it will focus on material between on days 8 and 17, so the more recent since the midterm. It will include questions from the first part of the course, but just a few. Okay. A quick FYI on the timeline. For most blocks, you can expect your final grade to be posted midday on Monday, day 1 of the subsequent block. Thus, while we will not hand back the graded final exams in this course, we do want this to be another learning opportunity for you. In addition, you will, in addition to the assignments that you'll be uploading to your ePortfolio via Digication, which you've either talked about recently or will soon in your class, we encourage you to reflect on your exam experience. If you would find it valuable, please make an appointment anytime during Block 2 to meet with your FYS faculty member, to review your final exam, and work with them to consider how you can improve for future exams. Involve us as collaborators as you transform into effective college students. So I'll close by reminding you that your FYS, which is a first-year seminar, is but one part of your larger first-year experience. This includes the student success component of this course, as well as your first-year writing class. It also includes a range of mentoring by upper-class students, work with your academic advisor, work with the Center for Teaching and Learning and Cole Library, engagement with peer mentors for this class, as well as tutors in other classes, students in the major or majors that you're considering, faculty who you take class with, as well as staff, faculty, coaches, mentors, formal and informal. Our experience has been that successful students tend to utilize these resources and more, and we hope that you will do the same during your time at Cornell College. Good luck.